Our fragrances are everywhere. They've been trending for the last few months, and people have been adding these Middle Eastern fragrances to their collection by the dozens, and I've been missing out. I feel a little bit of FOMO. I want to get into it, but here's the problem. I don't like oud and I don't like spices. Let me just put that out there. Now here's the thing. I'm not saying oud is terrible, but 8 times out of 10 it reads super masculine to me, and I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it on my body. Not like that. And spices, especially warm spices like incense and frankincense and myrrh, are just not for me. I can get on board with most accords, but those spices, keep them away from me. They are not my burden. They're just not. And so for the longest time, I've been eyeing these fragrances, and I haven't pulled the trigger because I'm afraid I'm going to get something I cannot wear and I'll waste my money. But I've been looking around, watching reactions, reviews, and I've put together a list of 20 fragrances that I think meet the brief for what I'd be looking for, which is super feminine, ultra feminine, light on the spice and light on the oud type fragrances. And I'm going to tell you about 10 of them that I think are worth knowing about. Now they run the gamut. We got florals, we got fruity, we got gourmands here, but what we don't have is oud and spice. You're welcome. You're welcome. Now, the reason I'm even in this territory to begin with, if this is an issue, why even bother with Arab fragrances? Here's the thing. They are usually less expensive for great quality ingredients, and they perform phenomenally. So if you can manage to pull up finding the right Arab fragrances, you can get a lot for a little bit of money. And that for me is worth the work of looking through everything to find the right fragrances for me. Shouldn't let FOMO get me the way that it does, but I see these people putting on these like beautiful perfumes and they cost like $40, and I think to myself, do you need light if you have perfumes? No, bitch. No, obviously. FOMO is gonna fucking kill me. Me watching all of these people with our perfumes and I don't own any makes me live on these websites trying to find out more because I want to get into it, because I'm a bandwagonist. Let me just put that out there. I want to jump on the bandwagon that is our perfumes because they look good. They look so good and luscious, and they apparently perform like a beast. They cost like $30 and they smell good. I need to get into it. What have I been waiting for? I need to give these Arab fragrances a chance, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that because I deserve it. I deserve good things. I deserve good smelling Arab things. Let's get into it.
Looks like I lost my favorite times. See you.
Hi, I'm Janique, and I love perfumes, but I don't own any Arab fragrances, and isn't that a crime within itself? I'm trying to correct that. I'm trying to add some Middle Eastern fragrances to my collection without blind buying any duds or blind buying anything I'm going to seriously regret. And to do so, I've been deep diving into each of these fragrances, checking out reviews, reactions, notes, all the things in order to get a sense of what will work for me and my particular fragrance needs and what absolutely won't. I will share 10 of the fragrances I've come across in my quest and search to find the perfect Arab fragrance for people who don't like oud and don't like spices, and I hope I've put together something that works. So I'm going to start off with a couple of fragrances that you might have already heard about, right? These have trended. You know what? Maybe you didn't hear about them. Maybe I'm going to tell you something you don't know. Number one is Nebras. It's from Lattafa. Apparently, it's a creamy, sweet, delicious gourmand fragrance with caramel and praline and tonka bean and vanilla, and apparently it smells like a pie. Apparently it smells like a vanilla-y caramelly dessert, and I want to get into it. Now it's always out of stock. It's out of stock right now. I cannot buy it. I want to buy it. I cannot buy it because it's out of stock as per usual. So I put my name on a wish list for several websites and I'm just waiting to get an alert that says you can buy it now because I plan to. Now here's the thing. Gourmands aren't my favorite. I love an occasional gourmand, especially at night if I'm cuddled up at home. Gourmands are such a fantastic cozy home fragrance. But if I'm about to like be in these streets, I'm not looking to be wearing gourmands for the most part. So I've seen it in stock before and I was never compelled to go buy it because there were other fragrances higher up on the list that were more in keeping with my usual fragrance aesthetic. But I've changed my mind. I have. I've tried a few vanillas this month that have completely shown me that I was wrong. Gourmands are magic and I need to get into them more. And I want to start here with Nebras. So if you're a gourmand girly, go check out some of the notes in Nebras, and maybe in your area, I don't know, they're in stock. It's always out of stock. It's always out of stock for a good reason, and it's because it's so lovely, and I hope to get this in my collection in the next month or so. And if I do, I'll let you know. I will, because I hope I'm not wrong, but I'm excited. The next fragrance is also from Lattafa, and it's called Khamrah. No, this went viral when the fragrance auntie on TikTok talked about how this has replaced Kilian's Angel Share for her. I've also seen additional reviews of it saying it's not quite like Angel Share. There is another Lattafa fragrance called Kismet Angel, which is a dupe of Angel Share. This is a little different. Apparently, it's not as spicy, it is softer, and it's more restrained. Now, I've made a video before talking about Angel Share, which I wear, and how it smells very spicy, and it reminds me of like Christmas, which makes it less of an everyday wear for me and more of an occasion fragrance. But if Khamrah is like that boozy, cinnamon, vanilla, apple pie type vibes with the spices dialed all the way down, then I'm in. But this is also a gourmand fragrance. So I don't know if I'm going to be down to buy 2 gourmands back to back, but maybe. No, Khamrah has been trending for a few months now. It is currently in stock on a lot of the websites because I think some of the hype is starting to die down around Khamrah, and people are starting to find other fragrances they're interested in. But I'm still very much interested in trying this one, testing it. It was lower down on my list primarily because I didn't need a dupe of Angel Share, because of the fact that I already own Angel Share and I don't wear it that often because it is so spicy. But if this is a gourmand fragrance that is less spicy, then I might be on board with that one. Fragrance is not the number 1 fragrance on my Arab perfume wish list. It's number 2, so pretty high up, and it is Yara from Lattafa. Now, you've seen this one. I'll have a bottle right next to my head, and everybody's been talking about it. It's a cute little pink bottle. It's very girly. It's ultra feminine. It's essentially strawberries and cream. And as you may know, a few months ago, strawberries were trending as a note on TikTok, and everybody was looking for strawberry fragrances. And I do love a strawberry fragrance. It's not my favorite fruit note because it's a little bit sweeter than I normally go for. I do prefer something a little tartar than strawberry fragrances, but I do enjoy a strawberry fragrance, and if it's a strawberry lactonic creaminess, then I can get into it. It has a little bit of powderiness from iris as well, and it's supposed to really float on your skin and be ultra sweet and supple and sensual. Now, this fragrance was not at the top of my list for one reason. The opinions about Yara are split. I have half the people on my For You page saying it is amazing. If you love strawberries, this is going to like rock your world. You need to get it. And the other half of people saying it ain't good. It smells sort of synthetic. It's kind of overwhelming. It smells kind of fake. You don't want it. You don't like it. Stay away from it. Get away. I have seen that. I've seen the reviews split on this one in a way that I don't see reviews split on some of the others. And because there's so much because there's no consensus around this didn't end up making it to the top of my list. And even though I've had opportunities to buy Yara, I never did. Now, I've talked about the fragrances that aren't at the top of my wish list before I got into the fragrance that is at the top of my wish list. And the fragrance at the tippy top of my wish list currently is called Washwashah, and it's from Lattafa. Now, hear me out. It's got tuberose, right? The best floral, obviously. And it has bitter orange, my favorite type of orange. It has this like tartness and sharpness that I find so exciting. It's got a little bit of pepper. We love pepper in a fragrance. It's got tonka bean, yes, and vanilla and sandalwood. Now, what else do we need? I don't even care what else is in here. That is all we need to know. It's tuberose. It's bitter orange. Also, there's raspberry, there's some pink pepper, there's vanilla, there's tonka bean, there's sandalwood. Like, what else do we need to make a fragrance perfect? Those things sound amazing. Those things sound incredible to me, and I am so excited to have this one. Now, I love a good tuberose fragrance. I have more than my fair share of tuberose in my collection, but not tuberose with bitter orange, which I love. I've had bitter orange with gardenia and some other, you know, some other floral elements, but I am so excited because it sounds creamy from the tonka bean and the vanilla. It sounds like it's going to be sweet. That tuberose with a little bit of indolic in there. I'm excited. I cannot wait. Washwashah Lattafa, top of my wish list right now. So pretty high up, close to Washwashah, is Modest Deux by Afnan. Now, I'm excited about this one, and here's why. It's a gardenia fragrance with a vanilla, strawberry, dark chocolate, some patchouli, some clean white musk, and most importantly, cherry. I'm so excited. I love cherry fragrance. It's one of my favorite fruit notes. Just like I go out here looking heavy for tuberose, I look for a good cherry fragrance. And based on the reviews, it sounds as if the cherry performs really well. Now, cherry is an incredibly unstable note, and it usually disappears within like 30 minutes of wearing it. And apparently, the cherry in here lasts a little bit longer. And I am really excited about the sweet, tart creaminess that this fragrance is meant to offer. The only thing that scares me a little bit is that it just says spices. Just spice. What spice? Is it myrrh? Because if it's myrrh, I don't want it. So this is going to be a gamble for me because they haven't specified what spices are in this, and there are some spices that just don't agree with my nose, but I'm gonna go for it anyway because everything else, including the dark chocolate, sounds really rich and decadent and full of, I don't know, layers to the fragrance, and I want to check it out. So I'll let you know because this is definitely high up there and will be making it into the first haul for Arab fragrances for me, and I am very, very excited about it. Next, I want to talk about Ana Abiyedh from Lattafa, or I Am White Rouge. I am very excited about this one. Now, this is the reason I am probably doing this haul today, because it happens to be in stock and it is never in stock, and I am excited to get this into my collection. It is described as a green, floral, fruity fragrance, and here's what's in this one and why I'm so excited about it. So we have geranium as the main floral note, and geranium has a greener, fresher, more aromatic smell to it, and that is paired with caramel. I know it doesn't seem like it would go, and that is why I'm so intrigued by this, that we have this really green aromatic floral matched up with the sticky sweet caramel. Now we also have nashi pear and bergamot, and we have kumquats, which are all very tart citrus notes. Well, they're not citrus, they're all tart fruit, nothing really overly sweet. So the only real sweetness we're getting in here is from the caramel, which I think is going to be lovely. We also have oak moss in this, and I love oak moss. Now, oak moss is this watery greenness. You know what moss smells like. And I'm really excited because I love oak moss in fragrances because I think they offer a nice balance to greenness without the sharpness of like cut grass. And there's also, to finalize everything, ambergris. So black amber is in here, which usually has this sort of smoky, mysterious kind of vibe to it. And so I think the combination of the sweetness and the floral and the green and the dark tobacco-ness that you sometimes get from ambergris is going to be a whole vibe, and I think this is going to be like nothing I have in my collection, and so I'm really excited to get my hands on this one. I Am White Rouge or Ana Abiyedh from Lattafa. I'm excited about this one. Now, I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about the dupes I wanted to get from some of these Arab perfumers, but I want to just mention the two that are at the top of my list currently because I'm excited about them and I do plan to buy them. They tend to be more expensive than the sort of house-focused fragrances. So most of the fragrances I've mentioned already usually run from between $20 and $40, but the dupes are usually usually slightly more expensive because they're more in demand. There are only 2 dupes that are really on my radar currently. The first one is Haramain L'Aventure, which is a dupe of Creed Aventus for her. I have a travel size of Creed Aventus. It is a white floral with bright citrus. It's very much a boss bitch kind of fragrance. It's the kind of fragrance you'd want to wear to like give an important presentation, but it's also kind of sexy as well, and I am so into it. I love wearing it. I've been enjoying it, but it costs like $400+ a bottle. I'm not going to do that to myself. I'm not going to do it. So I'm heavy duty looking at some of the Arab houses that do dupes to buy L'Aventure specifically, because apparently it is the best of the Creed Aventus for her dupes that are out there. So I'm going to jump at the chance to buy it because I'm not going to buy the original. Let me just be real. I'm not going to do it. The next one is from Armaf's. It's Club de Nuit Imperiale, and it is a dupe of Delina and Delina Exclusive, but like the midway point. So Delina from Parfums de Marly is this fresh citrus, almost biting rose fragrance, and Delina Exclusive is this fruity floral with vanilla that's a lot smoother and sweeter. This fragrance, Club de Nuit Imperiale, in the white bottle is like a midway point where it's not as sweet and gourmand and fruity as Delina Exclusive, and it's not as sharp and rosy as the original Delina. No, I do have both of these. I have a travel size of Delina and a travel size of Delina Exclusive, and I really do enjoy both of these. I prefer Delina Exclusive personally because I find I'm not usually in the mood to just be doing sharp rose just like that out of nowhere. So the idea of finding a fragrance that sort of melds the two and blends the two and finds a good midway point sounds fantastic to me. And so it is at the top of my list right now to purchase. Now, I'm always sort of wary of some of these dupes because I've been burned by bad dupes before, but the reviews on this seem consistent and I am excited about that. Now, there are a few Delina and Delina Exclusive dupes out there, but apparently this is the one that's bomb. Funny story, Armaf does an Creed Aventus for men dupe that apparently is the best in the game, but their Creed Aventus for her dupe isn't. And a different company does the Creed Aventus for her dupe better, the one that I just talked about, L'Aventure. So that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm going to get both of these. I don't know if I'm gonna get it now, but L'Aventure is usually out of stock. It's currently in stock, and I think I need to take advantage of that because at any moment they could pull it from the shelves and nobody would want that. Me, and I don't know if this is actually funny, but they've recently pulled Baroque Rouge, which is Lattafa's dupe of Baccarat Rouge. And does that mean that Baccarat Rouge has like the whole hype has died down to the point where they're not duping it as much anymore? I think that's interesting, don't you? This fragrance I want to talk about is Swiss Arabian's Layali Rouge, and ooh, I'm excited about this one. So somebody I love and follow on TikTok posted about this, and she stays giving good recommendations. I think she likes, I like. Like, let me be straight. And she talks about how much she loves this fragrance. Now, I love a tropical fragrance as much as anybody, maybe more than other people, and this is a tropical one. It has mango, it has pineapple, it has papaya, it has hibiscus. Just call it Jamaican and done. Just call it Jamaican and done. That just sounds like being home to me, and I'm excited to spray this all over my body. I am excited about this one. Now, here's my question. Why do all the fragrances I like have rouge in the name? None of them have white in the name. None of them have, you know what I mean? Like, all of them have rouge at the end. Like, is that something in Arab perfumes where rouge indicates something? Like, it doesn't have spices. I don't know. Anyway, Layali Rouge, first of all, the bottle, bomb. It's cute, it's pretty, it's our vibe. That's number one. Number two, I love all the tropical elements and the fact that the main floral note in this is hibiscus, which is really fresh and bright and effervescent. And I think this is going to be really fun to wear, and I'm excited to add this to my collection because I do love, I don't own enough tropical fragrances. The last fragrance I want to talk to you about is Alhambra's Very Velvet Rouge. Here's the thing. I haven't seen any reviews of this. I haven't seen any reviews, any reactions. No one's talking about this one, but for some reason the bottle and the notes are calling my name. It wants me to love it and I want to love it back. Yeah, here's the thing. I want to get into it. I want to get into it, even though I know this is the riskiest of all of these, even the ones with poor reviews. I at least have some reviews to go off of. This fragrance isn't even listed on Fragrantica. It's like it doesn't exist, but I want to get into it. I want to try it and I'm excited about it. Let's get into some of the notes here. So the main floral note in this is orchid. Now, I don't want a ton of orchid fragrances, but the ones that I own, I'm into. I'm a fan of. In the base, we have wild blackberries. That sounds delicious. In the opening, we have citrus notes, including clementine, which sounds fantastic. We have vanilla, and most importantly, we have apple. Now, here's the thing. I love apple so much. I love apple fragrances. I find that you either love or hate apple. There's no in between. It's such a distinct smell. There's nothing else that smells like apple. Just like there's nothing else that smells like melon. You're into it or you're not. And I love all the apples. I will take a red apple. I will take a green apple. It doesn't matter the apple. I will enjoy it. I don't understand why no one is talking about this. Maybe it's super basic and like not the vibe. And there's a reason it's not on anybody's radar. It's because their radar isn't broken. Mine is. That's what's happening. But I plan to get this one and add it to my collection pretty soon. And once I do a haul, once I have it, once it's in my collection, I will share if it's worth the non-hype that is out here. What is the opposite of overhyped? Ignored? Yes, that's what it is. It's an ignored fragrance, and I want to fix that if it's worth it. So yeah, Alhambra's Very Velvet Rouge, another Rouge fragrance. I don't know what does it mean? So that's everything for me. 10 of the Arab fragrances currently on my wish list, and the ones that I most want to add to my collection like ASAP. The FOMO has been killing me. I am tired of living this way. It is time I welcome these into my home to transform my whole aura, to like bring in the beauty that are these Middle Eastern fragrances and just fully enjoy them. I cannot wait to do so, but I just need to clickety click clack clack and order and ship and wait for them to come, and then I will do a haul and a review on the fragrances that I end up getting. But these are 10 of the 20 Arab fragrances currently on my wish list. You're like, Janique, if you have 20 Arab fragrances on your wish list, how long is this wish list? Don't ask me questions that are ridiculous and stupid, because it's a reasonable list. It is a reasonable... I have a problem, and it's called perfumes and liking to smell nice. I put my hand up. I admit it. Hang out with me today and checking out my video and talking with me, talking through this, because by having this conversation, I've decided a few things. I'm going to spend more than I plan to. I'm gonna buy everything I just talked about, because if they're in stock, obviously, because I have no self-control, which is not the same as deserving it, but basically. Thanks for hanging out with me today, checking out my video, giving me a little bit of love. I appreciate it because I have no friends. That's not true. I'm super popular. You can just tell by like my whole vibe and aesthetic, right? Anyway, I hope you check out the next video and the one after that and keep coming back for more, because I want you here. You know you want to be here, so let's do this.
Been on the mind. I've been seeing great lights, got in such a great